Why was this the time to tell your story?
I think distance and age, and watching all my kids grow up and move out of the house and move into their own lives on their own trails. I had lost my dad recently. Lost my mom 4 years ago, and I just thought that I was getting really reflective with COVID and being home most of the time and not doing very much. And these stories continued to haunt me. And Tony Kushner sort of was utzing me for the last 3 or 4 years because I told him a lot of these stories, saying, why don't we just assemble these and see if we can find a structure and see if there's a movie here that you would consider a legacy film that you'd be proud to make and show. And I said, yeah, well, if we can do it together, and maybe if I'm proud enough of it, we can make it and not let anybody see it. Just invite my sisters over to the house, a few close friends, never release it. So this was in stages for me to accept the fact that I was actually going to make it and then release it in theaters.
Was there a moment when you're looking on set, you're looking at Michelle or you're looking at Paul, and you start tearing up, that you got emotional watching them play your parents?
I told them we started shooting that I needed to create for myself what they call the aesthetic distance between me as a filmmaker and their performances representing my parents and my family, and I was not going to be emotional about it, and I lost it the first day.
So what happened? Tell me.
I just saw Michelle dressed like my mom and looking like her, and Paul looking like my dad, and it was an interesting moment that I wasn't expecting.
And obviously you reveal things in this movie that you held on to for many years. We all talk about every family has its secrets. Right. Why was it important to reveal what you actually knew?
Well, you know something? I think my mom would have loved the fact that our secret that I held on to for so many years would become the basis of the story. I think she would have been very happy about that.
And what do you think she would think of the movie?
I think she would have gotten up in front of the screen while it was still playing, and while Michelle was doing the dance in front of the campfire, backlit by the car headlights, she would have stood in front of Michelle on an apron, and she would have done the same dance, and just hoped that there was a camera photographing her doing it.
And after you do a movie about your life, how do you go on and do other movies that? This is obviously your most personal movie, and I know you've talked about every movie is personal. But how do you pick the next project after something?
Well, I haven't found the next project after something like this. Let's see how much of a challenge this poses for me. I can't even answer that question.
Will it ever be a superhero movie?
Will it ever be a superhero movie?
Yeah. Will you do it?
Well, the Fabelmans is a superhero movie about my dad and my mom. They were my superheroes.